Have you ever observed how certain men command influence without effort? It is not a matter of chance, but of control. 57% of women admit to a visceral attraction to a man who defies their stated type. He wasn't overtly powerful, wealthy, or even gregarious, yet he occupied her thoughts. This was not magic. It was a psychological stratagem. A single covert personality trait activated two primal levers in her mind simultaneously: the need for security and the craving for the unpredictable. Today, we will not merely identify this trait, we will dissect the studies that prove its utility and, more critically, provide you with 3 tactical maneuvers to deploy tonight. Are you prepared to engineer this magnetic effect? Evolutionary psychologists have a term for this tactical combination: the secure thrill pincer. Consider this: when a man projects unshakable composure and total presence, then introduces calculated moments of unpredictability, a woman's limbic system is caught in a 2-pronged assault. This triggers oxytocin, the agent of bonding, and dopamine, the driver of craving. Her mind is engineered to think, "He is a fortress, yet I don't know his next move." One without the other is impotent. Security without threat is boring. Excitement without a foundation of power is merely unstable. Deploy both, and you become the operator of a machine she feels compelled to ride, one you can bring back to the platform at will. She is made to feel at ease and yet leans in, captured by this paradoxical display of power. That is the pincer in action. Let us be clear. Appearances may secure a fleeting glance. Wealth might purchase a brief audience. And the common advice to be confident? It is often perceived as a crude performance, and she can detect the effort. Why do these tactics fail? Because none can deliver both stability and unpredictability in the same motion. Any initial effect, if it exists at all, is transient. The trait we are weaponizing works precisely because it cannot be feigned with superficial assets. It must emanate from a core of internal control in real time. It is about demonstrating genuine inner dominion, combined with the capacity to be strategically unpredictable. So, what is this instrument of power? It is calculated detachment, an unwavering command of self, punctuated by playful assertions of power. You hold your ground. You listen with an intensity that signals you are entirely present and emotionally sovereign. Then you inject this presence with subtle, well-timed challenges that prove you are not seeking her validation. You are the final arbiter of your own worth. Picture a conqueror, safely fortified within his castle, utterly secure, yet capable of launching a surprising sortie at any moment. This paradoxical energy, this fusion of absolute security and strategic audacity, is what psychologists have labeled secure base play. It was identified as a primary predictor of long-term influence in a 2023 Kinsey Institute follow-up. The science confirms the efficacy of this strategy. University of Zurich speed dates. Men who demonstrated calm eye contact, security, and deployed spontaneous humor, unpredictability, achieved a 38% higher rate of second meetings. Rutgers fMRI study, female reward centers showed maximum activity when a man's confident, steady voice, security, strategically shifted to a playful whisper, mid-sentence, unpredictability. It is not merely what you say, but how you manipulate your delivery. Attachment data. Secure men who utilized novelty jokes, unpredictability, were rated 2.4 points higher on a 7-point scale by anxious-leaning women, a demographic often considered difficult to influence. This demonstrates that even those who crave stability are powerfully drawn to the element of calculated surprise. Consider the case of Alex. A software engineer of average build, he endured 9 months without securing a second meeting. He was failing. We advised him to first establish his power base, plant his feet, control his breathing, and project an aura of solid, unassailable presence. Then we instructed him to add micro-disruptions, order her drink in a terrible French accent, or ask with a deliberate grin, "What's the most illicit thing you did at 16? Same man, same resources. 30 days later, he is dating a woman who previously dismissed him for being too nice. The only variable that changed, he consciously executed the secure thrill Pincer. He learned to be a source of both safety and chaos, and it fundamentally altered the power dynamics of his interactions. If you understand the power of this strategy, like this video, so the algorithm delivers it to other men who remain trapped by ineffective tactics. Ready to implement this strategy? Here is your 3-step plan for execution. Establish the foundation. Before speaking, feel your heels on the ground. Impose a 1-second pause. This act asserts control over your nervous system, allowing you to project calm, dominant energy. Her subconscious will register, "He is sovereign." This is not about stiffness, it is about centered command. Deploy the disruption. Once your foundation is set, identify one observable detail about her and introduce a light, playful challenge. For example, that laugh could get you removed from a library. Are you always this disruptive? The tone must be light with a slow, controlled smile. This is not an insult. It is a test of power that demonstrates you are not easily won over and are willing to create tension. Execute the push-pull. After deploying the challenge, break eye contact for a fraction of a second, then deliberately re-engage. This subtle maneuver creates intrigue without demonstrating weakness. Studies show this small spike in interaction can elevate heart rate and markers of attraction, keeping her off balance and focused on you. This is a calculated dance, not a desperate monologue. A word of warning. The key is calibration. Over-challenging signals insecurity, a fatal loss of frame. Under-challenging signals a lack of interest, making you appear weak. How do you find the precise point of leverage? Observe her pupils. Dilation indicates engagement. Constriction signals you have pushed too far, and it is your cue to revert to projecting security. Remember, the objective is not to entertain her. It is to keep the secure thrill pincer in motion, maintaining the delicate balance of power between stability and unpredictability. If you want a dossier with 10 lines of disruptive humor that never fail, drop power in the comments. I will send you the link directly. No firewall, only an exchange for your time. Here is the unvarnished truth. Appearances degrade, wealth is finite, and forced confidence is easily exposed. But a man who feels like a fortress and a declaration of war in the same instant, he becomes an obsession. Master the art of unwavering presence, then deploy just enough calculated tension, and you will trigger the secure thrill pincer that makes women psychologically subordinate to your influence. This is not about being someone else. It is about wielding an engineered blend of emotional control and strategic spontaneity. Establish your foundation, deploy the disruption, execute the push-pull, use these tactics tonight, and let your future encounters be dictated by your magnetic authority.